Hello everybody and welcome back to this week's episode of Related to Real Estate. If you have been tuning into our weekly videos, we have discussed the past 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago we talked about what Real Estate New Year is and how it's coming quickly upon us. And November 15th is the formal Real Estate New Year, meaning that after November 15th, if you're planning to move, you're most likely doing it in 2022, in the new year. And so the second thing we talked about was what we think is actually going to happen in 2022. And this week we're going to be talking with you a little bit about what opportunities are still out there in 2021. Obviously, there's still a little more than a month left in the year, and we're not going to stop working, and there are still plenty of opportunities out there. So the first one being that if you have some extra cash on hand, and we're coming up to what most people's end of financial year is, you're going to be taking a potential tax burden for holding that extra cash in reserves. Whereas you have the opportunity, if you so choose, to roll that cash into a down payment on an investment property. This will shelter your cash from the implications that are coming at the end of the year for the tax man, and will also allow you to earn passive income and put that money to use versus just taking it as an essential loss at the end of your tax year. So talk to your tax person if you have cash on hand about what you might be able to do with it, and talk to us as well. But definitely consult with a tax person in regards to what might be best for you. So what's the second opportunity we're finding?
Yeah, if you own an investment property already, you happen to be one of those people, then perhaps you want to roll that over or take that property and exchange it for a like-kind property through the vehicle, the 1031 tax exchange, which is a fancy way of saying that you're able to defer any gain on that property that you currently own by then moving that money or a portion of that money into another investment property, a way to leverage one property for another and keep you still in the tax protected zone. Ask someone, the tax deferred specialist, exchange specialist, 1031 exchange specialist. We can connect you with a couple of people that have helped our clients in the past and help us actually. So that's your second opportunity.
And just a note on 1031 exchanges, because we recently had a client do this, and it's a very smart idea, is that you can eventually move into your 1031 exchange property. There is a minimum wait time period, 2 years typically, and then you're able to actually convert that that investment property to your primary residence. So if you're thinking of retiring or moving in 5 years as your primary residence, but you own an investment property, it might be a vehicle that you can use to transfer that equity now, and with the goal of eventually turning it into your primary residence. And the final opportunity we're seeing has to do with primary residences. A lot of people don't think of themselves as an investor when they own a single family or a condo, but have since moved up, and bought something else, and they're renting it out. If you have owner occupied that property 2 out of the last 5 years, you can still sell that property without taking on the typical capital gains investment taxes that you see when you sell an investment property, a non-owner occupied property. So if you fall into that category, that could be another great opportunity where before the end of 2021, you can put your money to work and really be a smart investor heading into 2022.
Yeah, all of these 3 opportunities about putting your money to work for you. And if that makes sense, then please investigate and give us a call if you have questions.
That's this week's episode of Related to Real Estate. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Bye-bye.